Well, and let me ask you on that note, we've heard a lot about backing the blue, especially last year when there were the Black Lives Matter protests and the George Floyd protests, when there was violence and vandalism and riots in cities during some of those protests. We hear a lot about it when progressives were talking about defunding the police. What does backing the blue look like for members of Congress starting today? What, in your view, as the former chief of the Capitol Police, what would a congressman who truly backs the blue be doing today?
Well, they would join with the other members of this particular committee and speak up and speak out. And even if they could maybe separate for a minute the President Trump issue, which has to be addressed, but concentrate on all the other issues that were raised by these officers' testimony and what's gone on before that. The other members of Congress who have been repeatedly doubting this and doing the things that were talked about today, whether it was out on the Capitol grounds today or over at the Justice Department, they ought to listen to what their fellow members said and listen to the challenges of those officers and do better. You know, and there's one other thing. There is an old saying, if you can't stand behind us, maybe the next time this happens, you ought to get in front of us. And I think some of them ought to think about that.